Welcome to Z9 Designs, aka Cindy. Please subscribe and keep watching for the recreation of an awesome crafter. So let's get started. DIY number 1, modern bells. The supplies needed include 3 mini plastic cups, 2 round wood circles, E6000 tumbling tower blocks, wire, antique gold rub and buff, bright gold spray paint, camouflage spray paint, and jute. Now I am using mini bowls from the Dollar Tree. They come 6 in a pack, but I am only using 3. I took them outside and turned them right side up and sprayed the inside bright gold. And when they were dry, I turned them over and lightly sprayed them camouflage, which is a sort of mossy green color. Next, I took 2 wooden circles and I cut them in half with a miter shear. Then, E6000 was used to adhere them to the top of the mini cup. Now I took them back outside to spray the raw wood camouflage that was on top. And I should have adhered them on before painting, but sometimes you craft as you go, and once they were dry, I brought them inside and gave the top a smear of rub and buff. This is antique rub and buff on the hanger and around the rim of the bells. Then I took 3 tumbling tower blocks and wrapped some wire around the top. And adhered the wire to the inside of the bell. Now I did this with E6000 and hot glue, and then I put a gold tack there that I had sprayed so that it would kind of look well put together. Then I put some jute around the hook of the bell, and I used different lengths of the jute. And there was one long, one medium, and one short. And then I just tied them together. And hung them on the door with some lamb's ear and ribbon. And this looks so high end. I think it is just beautiful. DIY number 2, church in a wreath. The supplies needed include popsicle sticks, antique wax, white acrylic paint, red acrylic paint, and hot glue. I cut 4 popsicle sticks at an angle with my miter shears. These miter shears are just wonderful. I just love them. Next, I positioned the taller pieces higher and the 2 other pieces a bit lower. And then I drew a line at the lower part of the church and used a miter shear to make an even line across the bottom. And you can just draw a line, or you can put Scotch tape or some kind of tape to make sure that your line is straight. I anchored the church by putting a discarded stick, that's a popsicle stick, in the back of the church for security. Now it was time to make the church beautiful. So I used antique wax to cover the entire church. However, a small round piece of the popsicle stick was used for the door, and so I glued that on with tile adhesive. And at the top of the steeple, I made a wreath by painting some white dots in a circle. And then I thought, let's put a little bit of snow around the top and some green around the door and the sides and the bottom of the church. And of course, it needed a knob, so I just did a little dab of green dot that was placed on the right side. Then gave it a red bow. And then the last thing I did, I put the church inside a green Christmas wreath and hung it on the door. And this DIY is so cute that I'm thinking about making a bigger one. So keep watching. The host is Lowly D's Creation and Red Lady Crafting. The co-host is Sunflower Tasha DIYs. These are wonderful ladies who are excellent crafters, so please subscribe, like, save, and comment. The link to their channels is in the description box below. There are other crafters that have made DIYs that I am sure you will enjoy, and the playlist is in the description box below, so hey, show them some love too. DIY number 3, a reverse canvas with trees. The supplies needed include a black canvas, corrugated cardboard, tree dyes, antique wax, white, green, and brown acrylic paint, reptile adhesive, and a cutting tool such as a Big Shot. So I removed the canvas with my scissors because I am away and not in my own crafting space. And so after the removal of the canvas, I looked at the wood and oh my goodness, it was in bad shape. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because my inspiration, her frame looked super. I was like, I've never gotten any frames from Dollar Tree that looked as good as hers, but I had to figure out what I was going to do. So I brought some corrugated cardboard with me, and some was painted and some was just plain. So I had to go to plan B, which was to cover the front of the frame. So meanwhile, I measured where I needed to put the canvas, and I cut it out with scissors, and I put it on the back of the frame and just glued it with the reptile adhesive for a reverse canvas. But first, before I did that, I needed to darken the wood by using some antique wax. And this was done on the outside of the frame and then the inside of the frame. I had to get the frame to look as good as I could because it was really, really bad. So I used corrugated cardboard to cover the frame, and I measured and cut it to fit the ugly top and sides. and it was adhered with reptile adhesive, and I even mitered the corners so it looks so cute. And then I used my tree dies and cut 3 trees from some leftover corrugated cardboard. I painted them green, but what a surprise when I turned them over because they were really kind of soppy wet. It was more beautiful than the solid green. They were green with snow-covered branches, and that's why I left them just as they were. And all I did was touched up them a little bit and put some brown for the trunk and the wood pieces on the trees. And this is my favorite. And you know, sometimes mistakes turn out to be beautiful. And I was just totally surprised. Now, I was going to put something that says trees, but you know, this is so beautiful. I said, hey, it speaks for itself. I don't need to put anything there. It is just simply beautiful. Now, thanks for waiting until the end and watching. My inspiration recreations came from Amy, the crazy craft lady. She has a wonderful channel and makes unique, stylish, and creative DIYs. Don't forget to check her out and let her know that I sent you. So if you've liked what you've seen in this recreation collaboration, please subscribe to my channel. But my channel is still growing, so keep on watching and follow me on social media, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And thanks for watching. I appreciate all of your comments and support. And remember, why let worry, unhappiness, and complaining rob you of your joy? This is from me. See you later. Bye-bye.